after that chance encounter in the alley, I couldn't stop thinking about white light. The rumors painted it as a mysterious elixir. The more I thought about it, the more the idea of white light gnawed at my insides. It wasn't just the allure of the unknown that drew me. It was the growing discontent with the controlled existence we all lived. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing from my life. One evening, as I stared out of my apartment window, I made the decision. I would find this substance and try it for myself. I knew the risks, but the longing for freedom had become too powerful to ignore. I began my quest by seeking out those who had whispered about white light in the shadows. It was a clandestine operation, a game of trust in a world where trust was a rare commodity. I couldn't ask anyone openly, not even my closest friends, for fear of being reported to the authorities. After weeks of discreet inquiries and late-night rendezvous, I finally got a lead. A contact named Victor, a wiry man with a scarred face, was rumored to have connections to the White Light Underground. I met him in a dimly lit cafe on the outskirts of the city. He looked at me with a mixture of curiosity and caution, his eyes darting around to ensure we were not being watched. "Chrissy, is it?" Victor asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I nodded, trying to conceal my nervousness. "I've heard you can help me find white light." Victor's scarred lips curled into a faint smile. "You've got guts, kid. White light isn't something to be taken lightly. It's a journey into the unknown." I nodded again, my determination unwavering. I know what I'm getting into. I need to experience it for myself. After some hushed conversation, Victor finally agreed to introduce me to someone who could provide white light. We exchanged cryptic instructions, and he cautioned me to follow them meticulously to avoid arousing suspicion. A few days later, I found myself in a desolate alleyway, following a series of markings that Victor had described. It felt like a secret scavenger hunt, and with each step, my heart raced with anticipation and anxiety. Finally, I arrived at an inconspicuous door nestled between two decaying buildings. I knocked twice, just as Victor had instructed. The door creaked open to reveal a shadowy figure, their face obscured by a hood. "Chrissy?" the figure asked. I nodded, my voice barely above a whisper. "Yes, I'm here for the white light." The hooded figure beckoned me inside, and I followed them down a narrow corridor that seemed to lead to nowhere. My pulse quickened, and I questioned the wisdom of my decision. But it was too late to turn back now. We entered a dimly lit room, its walls adorned with faded posters of a world long forgotten. On a makeshift table in the center of the room lay vials filled with a shimmering, ethereal substance, the white light. It glowed softly, casting an otherworldly aura in the dimness. The hooded figure handed me a vial, and my fingers trembled as I took it. It felt cool to the touch, and I couldn't help but stare at the radiant liquid inside. I had heard stories of people who had consumed this drug and never returned to their old lives. I hesitated. The hooded figure quickly whispers, "What's the matter, Chrissy?" I waited a moment, and with a deep breath, I uncorked the vial and brought it to my lips. The liquid tasted sweet. I closed my eyes and let the memories flood in. Suddenly, I was transported to a place I had never seen before. It was a vivid memory from my childhood, one that had been buried deep within me. I was running through a field of wildflowers, the sun warm on my skin, and the laughter of my friends filling the air. It was a memory of pure joy, a feeling I had long forgotten. Tears welled up in my eyes as I experienced the rush of emotions that accompanied the memory. It was as if I had been asleep my entire life. As the memory faded, I opened my eyes, feeling a mixture of euphoria and sadness. I realized I had taken the first step into a new world. White light had a hold on me.